evening, ladies and gentlemen, from Aguascalientes, Mexico. There is a professional boxer in the lightweight division, Fernanda Herrera. This is CPS Boxing News in from the city of New York Boxing News Media, and we welcome you in this interview. How are you? Thanks for giving us the opportunity to speak with you. How's everything?
Thank you. No, I'm okay. Now it's a little bit late, but all it's okay.
Yes, you giving us the opportunity. I know it's a little bit late in Mexico City, but for now it's our time. I know you are a mom, you have kids and everything, and I appreciate that you giving me the opportunity to speak to you. Um, First thing first, in as I always ask this question, how you enter in the sport of boxing, how you became a professional boxer. With all due respect to you, beautiful lady. As I always mention, every female athlete it's beautiful, but when they decided to put two gloves on and they say, I'm gonna turn as a pro, I'm gonna turn in the sport of boxing as an amateur. What makes you to become a professional boxer? Tell us your story.
Yes, it was by my brother.
Mm-hmm.
He was fighting, but he was at Vale Todo. And then he told me that we need to go to boxing and all that stuff, and I don't like it. In that moment, I don't like it. And the people that was in the boxing gym, no, that's not too good for me. But I was a little bit fat in that moment. I was 16 years old,
Mm-hmm.
and that was I became in this sport.
Mm. Interesting.
Then sorry, my first fight was I maybe I had 2 months training, and then my brother uh, he was going to fight, but I don't know why it don't be the fight no go down, and then the trainer talked to me and asked me that if I want to fight. That was like a surprise for me, but I said okay, it's okay, and that was my first fight at 2 months where will I start to train.
Wow, amazing. I mean, it's amazing to hear your story. I mean, you said it that you went by your brother, and of course, later on, you didn't like it in the beginning. I mean, that wasn't feeling like you were into the sport, but later on, I guess you started picking up, little by little, start training and develop your skills and everything. And 2 months later, you turn as a pro, and because you hear that there was a prize for you and everything, a reward, I guess. I don't know how much money they pay you, I don't know what they gave you, but I guess you felt motivated, and that's a good thing, for making yourself to turn as a pro. It's amazing how you became as a professional boxer, and like I always said, it's very interesting to get to know every person's story, because every person has a different story in the boxing field. Talking about boxing field, what do you think about women's boxing? I mean, we seen faces like, I mean, in your weight division that is lightweight, we seen faces like Katie Taylor, Amanda Serrano, and in other figures like, other weight classes. We see Clarissa Shields, Havana Marshalls, and so many others. I mean, the list is pretty much big. When it comes to Mexico, I would say Jackie Nava, Barbie Juarez, Sulina,
Yeah.
Erica Cruz, and so many names that the list is super big, and I wouldn't finish, if I mention all the names, including yourself. What do you think about women's boxing?
The women boxing is so hard, really, because it's not at the same level that the men's box.
Mm-hmm.
So, um, like Amanda Serrano, Cari Taylor, etc., they are not, they don't have the same pay as a man. I don't know why, but that's it. Then, if we include that in my case, I have 2 kids. We are a lot of boxers, women boxers that have children, and it's so hard to be with the children, train, um, all that. It's so hard for me. It's hard, but it's possible.
Wow, amazing. I mean, congratulations when you say that things are possible, that you're working hard for making the best in your career, and of course, training, as much as you can, because this is your goal, this is your dream, one day to become a world champion, I would say. And of course, those images like Serrano, Taylor, and so many other fighters out there are motivation for you and for other female athlete, and that's amazing to hear how you feel motivated for this, because I'm pretty sure even though you're going through struggles, as you mentioned, it's not easy for you to go, having kids, and of course maintain the kids, bringing food at the table and all of that, so you have to sacrifice all of that. And I'm glad that you spoke in this interview for that, because sometimes the fight fans, we just see, the fighter, but when we don't ask questions, we don't know what's exactly behind the fighters. But eventually in this interview, you just mentioned things go harder for you, and you are a warrior. You don't stop. So, and of course you feel motivated seeing those images like Serrano, Taylor, and maybe one day, your goal is to become a world champion, but you have to work harder for this. And talking about working harder for this, we've been mentioned so many times that this fight, it was supposed to happen long time ago. I mean, these two fighters, they were fighting each other in social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. But finally, it's here. Finally, it's happening. April 22nd. That's the day when Gervonta Tank Davis is gonna face Ryan King Garcia. Tell me about these two boxers. What do you see in these two boxers? Describe me, the skills from Gervonta. Describe me from Ryan Garcia, and tell me who do you think is gonna win? Talk to me.
I think Gervonta is gonna win because he have all to win, all the skills to win. He have a hard punch. He is a flash in the ring. It's, I don't know. It's my favorite. And Ryan Garcia is not bad, but um, I I guess Gervonta is other level in the boxing.
So it's more experience, Gervonta Tank Davis, because I mean, eventually for
Yeah,
the fights that he has faced in the past, in his career, eventually that's the advantage that eventually gives him
the
over Ryan
punch
Garcia.
he have,
Mhm.
I think it's so hard.
I mean, I've been saying this, and with all due respect to Ryan Garcia, I think this is one of the toughest and hardest fights for Ryan Garcia, because he had never faced a fighter like Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis might not be the fastest guy, might not be like the same way that Ryan does, and he throws punches and speed and everything. But guess what? He
Yeah,
has, like you mentioned, he has all the skills. Being very patient, being capitalize everything, and of course the power that he carries is
he
scary.
have a perfect timing for the knockouts.
Exactly. That's one thing that I liked that you mentioned, that his timing, everything. We seen that in one of the fights that eventually he faced Leo Santa Cruz. Leo Santa Cruz is one of the fighters that he's fast. He throws a lot of punches and everything, but eventually Gervonta, it was just timing, waiting patiently, and once he saw the opportunity to bring the hook and everything, that's it. End of the fight, and that was terrific. That knockout that got over Leo Santa Cruz. So right now it's gonna be Ryan Garcia versus Gervonta Davis. We'll see what comes. I mean, that's one of the fights that we have to be and stay tuned and check. Of course, what's coming on this fight. Eventually, talking about something coming, is there any upcoming fight in your career? Anything that having, you know, right at the door?
I have a fight for June,
Mm-hmm.
the first week. Um it's a tentative date. It's not too sure, but maybe in at the end of um, May or the first week of June.
Oh
I'm
wow.
not too sure. And now I'm seeing one fight for the 29th of this month, but I'm just seeing.
You're just waiting, you're just being patient, but in the
Yeah,
meantime,
I'm like waiting.
you are training and working hard for that,
Yeah,
because that's one thing that eventually you're trying to just get ready, because you never know, anyone can call you and say, hey, for Fernanda, you want to fight, and of course you have to be ready for that, and I'm glad that you participate. I mean, you continue training on that, and nothing, just wishing you the best, and of course, we're gonna stay tuned,
thank you.
and anything that you would like to bring us for the audience and for social media, and of course, we're gonna check what's coming next in your career. So, Fernanda, I know it's a little bit late there in Mexico, and I really thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak to you. I don't say goodbye because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna contact you in another moment. I know it's late, you have to go to sleep. You already did many things with your kids, family, cooking, and everything, and I appreciate, from the bottom of my heart, that you're giving me the opportunity to speak to you. So, any message that you would like to add to this interview before we wrap it up?
But the only message is that all the women that we boxing, we are really strong for all the training, the diet, all the stuff we need to make to go up to the ring. So that's all. Congratulations to all the women boxers.
Amazing, amazing. I'm glad that you brought this example, and you putting yourself as an example, because I know you were telling me in the beginning you were a little bit, you struggle with some kind of weight that you want to get rid of it, you want to lose weight, and eventually you did it. You're looking great. Like I said, with all due respect to you, you're looking great, woman, and of course, we're gonna see, more of you when you, of course, post it on social media, and also you let us know. So I want to say thank you, good night, and of course we stay tuned in the next one. So, ladies and gentlemen, with us, that was Fernanda Herrera, and she's basically, spoke already with us, and we're gonna continue in another interview. Thank you, Fernanda.
No, thank you.
Thank you.